Remember first aid. First aid is it safe for you to offer first aid to that person? First thing on the scene, you got to assess the scene. Is it safe for you to go in and do first aid? Number one question. Is it safe or not? If it's not safe, then don't go in and do first aid. Assess the situation before you get involved in the situation. Doesn't it make sense? How do you make assessments? I don't know. Does it look safe? Does there some immediate things that are dangerous to me if I go in that? So the whole part of this talk again and again is, what? Is it safe? Is it safe? Is it safe? I don't want to tell you, but as a first aider, nothing is totally safe, is it? Well, I don't know. If you're like, it's not totally safe, but that's your kid. Well, you're going to take extra risk? I don't know. The only reason you wouldn't go in there, the kid's decapitated. The kid is clearly dead, and it's still a dangerous place. Well, you're not going to go in there. Clearly, you're going to cry and scream, but you're going to say, she's dead. Well, it's because if they're not dead, then you're going to be, what? Are you going to be a hero and go and rescue the kid or not? Are you going to risk your own life to save the child? The child is alive. You can see the child is alive and the child needs help. Are you going to risk your life to go in? Well, that's one of the things that will help you move on the scale of human consciousness. Being put in a situation where you have got to put yourself on the line. You gotta have courage to go into a dangerous situation to rescue the child. Are you gonna do it or not? So anyways, this is a scenario, a horrible scenario, but the most horrible scenario was the guy who was in British Columbia. He was a rock climber, and he got his arm somehow caught. And in the end, the only way he could get out of this problem was he had to take a pocket knife and he had to cut his arm off. Is it a true story? You go look it up. I don't know. Everything's fake. Knows they could be making up these fake hero stories. Does it take higher on the scale of consciousness in order to go and mutilate yourself so that you can, survive? Is that the only way that you can raise your consciousness, is for the universe to, you say the universe, but let's just say you were what? I don't know. You were risking your life doing rock climbing. It's a risky sport, isn't it? And everything's got a certain amount of risk. Yeah, but, I don't know. Rock climbing versus tennis. I mean, people injure themselves playing tennis, strained legs and muscles. And, if you're really bad, maybe you got a tennis ball in the forehead. Or a tennis racket because somebody threw it at you because they got furious because they lost. And they hit you with a tennis racket. Those are ways you could get, anyways, is my point made? Well, it's just that these are dumb ways to wait for the universe to put you in a horrific emergency situation where you've got to raise your consciousness on the fly because to react to the emergency. Well, other ways you can raise your consciousness is the good old-fashioned way. What's that? I don't know. Haven't you looked up at the old-fashioned ways of learning meditation on YouTube? Go look it up. If you want me to teach you everything,